Have you ever been in a meeting or in the middle of a meeting or out running errands when suddenly you're hit with a wave of heat that leaves you feeling flustered and sweating? Or maybe you found yourself wide awake at 3 a.m. wondering why sleep seems so elusive. If you've ever experienced these symptoms, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into the hormonal roller coaster that is menopause and how we can navigate this journey together. Hey, friend, ever feel like those old fashioned ideas about aging just don't fit you? If you're ready to own this incredible chapter with grace, style, and a touch of sass, this is your space. Welcome to the Aging with Grace and Style podcast. I'm Valerie Hatcher, and I'm here with empowering tips, inspiring stories, and a whole lot of fun just for us, women over 50. So grab your favorite beverage, turn up the volume, and let's get started. The other day, I went to my doctor for a hormone replacement visit. And as he was asking his usual list of questions about symptoms, I thought, you know what? This might make a good podcast topic. I would imagine that you're probably in one of the stages of menopause right now. But menopause is a topic that affects millions of women worldwide, but it isn't always talked about openly. Now, if you're picturing a woman fanning herself and complaining about hot flashes, that's only a tiny piece of the puzzle. Menopause is so much more than that, and it impacts our lives in ways that we might not even realize. Whether you're in perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, or experiencing surgical menopause, this episode is for you. Menopause is a natural transition, and understanding its phases can help us navigate this journey with grace and confidence. So let's get started. Did you know that in the US alone, over 1.3 million women enter menopause each year? That's a whole lot of us navigating this transition. In this episode, we're going to break down the different phases of menopause, dive into the wide range of symptoms that you might experience, and explore the many treatment options that are available. And because knowledge is power, we're also going to share tips for thriving during this time. So, whether you are currently riding the menopause roller coaster, supporting a loved one who is, or just simply curious about what lies ahead, I think you'll find something in this for you. But before we dive into the nitty gritty, let's get our terminology straight. There are actually a few different stages to this whole menopause thing. So let's start by breaking down the phases of menopause. Think of it as a journey with distinct stages, each bringing its own set of experiences. So, first up is perimenopause, which is kind of like a warm up act or like the body's dress rehearsal for the main event. It typically begins in your 40s, but it can start in your 30s. This is when your hormone levels start to fluctuate, and you might notice some changes like irregular periods, mood swings, or sleep issues, but you're not officially in menopause yet. This can start years before menopause itself. This phase can last anywhere from a few months to several years. Next comes menopause. Now, think of this as like the main event. Technically, it's defined as 12 consecutive months without a menstrual period. It's usually diagnosed by your doctor based on your symptoms and your hormone levels. The average age for this milestone is 51, but it can happen earlier or later. At this point, your ovaries have significantly reduced their production of estrogen and progesterone. And menopause is really just a new beginning. And understanding this can probably help us embrace this phase. After menopause, then you enter the postmenopausal stage. This is basically really the rest of our life after menopause, or maybe we can say the rest of our life after that 12-month initial mark. Your hormone levels stabilize at a lower level. And while some symptoms may ease, there are some that might have long term effects on things like bone density and heart health. They say it's important to get bone density tests after 60, and this could be associated to the impacts of menopause. While these changes can definitely be challenging, there are positive aspects to embrace. Now, stop looking at me like I'm crazy because you're like, positive aspects. But this is a time to focus on self care, on regular health screenings and checkups. And there's one more phase that you don't think about unless it happens to you, and that's surgical menopause, which happens when your ovaries are removed, causing a sudden drop in your hormones and leads to an immediate onset of menopausal symptoms, regardless of age. The sudden hormonal shift, it can be intense. And this is how I was drastically introduced to menopause. So I had a hysterectomy when I was 53. I heard that it could cause the onset of menopause symptoms, but let me tell you, I got the biggest shock. So when I left the hospital, the doctor had given me a prescription for or hormonal gel and told me to start using it. I got it filled, but I decided that it can't be that bad. I'll just wait. I vividly remember sitting there with my husband and my son watching TV when suddenly it felt like my insides were on fire. I mean, like someone had struck a match and just dropped it inside of me. Now, nobody else in the room was experiencing this but me. And then it hit me. Oh my God, this is a hot flash. Girl, I quickly got up, got that gel, and used it. Now, let's talk about the common symptoms across these phases. You've obviously heard of or have experienced hot flashes and night sweats, which affect up to 75% of perimenopausal women. But did you know that these can persist for years after menopause? A study in the JAMA, which is Journal of American Medical Association Internal Medicine, found that the median duration of hot flashes is 7.4 years. But it doesn't stop with hot flashes and night sweats. Menopause can also mess with your emotions and mental health, leading to mood swings, irritability, anxiety, and even depression. There's also weight gain and challenges in the libido and fatigue. As if that wasn't enough, there are some lesser known symptoms like brain fog, memory issues, hair loss, and changes in skin texture. And I swear I have experienced each one of them. But each symptom, it affects us differently. I have a little story about what we'll call a disruptive hot flash. I remember last year, I was at a dinner with a group of executives who I was meeting in person for the first time. The dinner was upstairs in a restaurant, and it was already hot because heat rises. But then a volcano started brewing inside of me. I had a hot flash of all hot flashes. And let's not talk about the sweat that was pouring from my face. I was so embarrassed. But fortunately, a couple of other ladies started talking about how they were experiencing some of the same things. So I didn't feel so out of place. But it was quite an experience. Now, there can also be mood swings and memory issues that impact relationships and self esteem. I can always tell when my hormones are out of whack because my moods are all over the place. It's not just me, is it? To cope with these symptoms, we need strategies that are tailored to our individual needs. For hot flashes, dressing in layers, using fans, and practicing deep breathing can help. Mood swings can be managed through exercise, healthy eating, and mindfulness. Weight gain can be addressed with regular physical activity and a balanced diet. These coping mechanisms empower us to navigate menopause with confidence and resilience. Remember, menopause is not an ending, it's a new chapter in your life. Are you ready to embrace this chapter of your life with grace and style? I've put together a fantastic free ebook called 10 Tips for Aging Gracefully. Inside, you'll find some of my best tips to help women over 50 navigate this beautiful journey with confidence and poise. To get your hands on this freebie, all you need to do is head over to pod.agingwithgraceandstyle.com and sign up to receive our weekly newsletter. By signing up, you'll not only get access to the ebook, but also stay updated on our latest content, tips, and inspiration. Our newsletter community is made up of women just like you who are embracing the next chapter with enthusiasm. Join us and be part of a supportive network that encourages and uplifts each other. Don't miss out on this opportunity to enhance your journey. Visit pod.agingwithgraceandstyle.com, sign up for our weekly newsletter, and let's continue this wonderful journey together. Now, back to our show. I know it sounds overwhelming, but thankfully we have options when it comes to treating these symptoms. One of the most common treatments is hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, as you may have heard it referred to, which involves taking estrogen and progesterone, or sometimes both, to replenish your dwindling hormone levels. HRT can be effective for hot flashes, vaginal dryness, and bone loss. However, it's not suitable for everybody and not without risk and controversy. It's important to discuss the pros and cons with your healthcare provider. I have used HRT since my hysterectomy. Initially, I used a bioidentical gel that I just had to rub on my thighs, I think. Then several years ago, I moved to bioidentical pellets. The gel was good, but the pellets, I didn't have to do anything, just get them inserted and I could forget about it. But if you're not familiar with bioidentical hormone pellets, then they are a form of hormone replacement therapy that uses hormones that are chemically identical to those that are produced by the human body. The pellets are typically made from plant sources such as yams or soy, and they're designed to mimic the body's natural hormones more closely than, say, synthetic hormones. They're really small. They're about the size of a grain of rice, and they're implanted under the skin. The pellets slowly release hormones over several months, which some women, including me, find that it provides more consistent relief from menopausal symptoms. The dosage is customized based on your hormone needs. I usually have to get blood work done about 4 weeks after insertion so that when I go back, the doctor will see where my hormone levels are. Now, I can always tell when I need my pellets replaced because my symptoms of brain fog, of sleeplessness, of moodiness, and some hot flashes are far more noticeable. Now, as with any hormone therapy, it's crucial to discuss the potential benefits and the risk with your healthcare provider to determine if it's right for you. Now, if hormones aren't your thing because you can't or you choose not to take them, Then there are non-hormonal medications that can help with symptoms like mood swings, sleep, and reduce hot flashes. Lifestyle changes can also help make a big difference in managing menopausal symptoms. Diet and nutrition are vital. Foods that are rich in calcium, vitamin D, and a balanced diet can alleviate symptoms. And then incorporating soy products, flaxseed, and leafy greens into your meals can also help. Exercising regularly and managing stress can all help alleviate symptoms that and improve your overall well-being. Weight-bearing exercises, yoga, and cardio like walking, swimming, and resistance training can improve overall well-being. Stress management techniques such as meditation, mindfulness, and deep breathing exercises can also help manage symptoms. Creating a self care routine is essential. Now, set aside time for activities that bring joy and relaxation. Some women find relief through alternative therapies such as acupuncture or herbal remedies. The evidence for some of these is mixed, but remember, as I've stated previously, you should always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new treatment to ensure safety and effectiveness. Here's a quote that I heard that relates to menopause. Menopause is the beginning of a new and powerful time in a woman's life. And this is by Dr. Christine Northrup, author of The Wisdom of Menopause. Now, if you're looking for more information, I recommend checking out a couple of resources as a starting point. The book I just mentioned, The Wisdom of Menopause by Dr. Christine Northrup, and Menopause Confidential by Dr. Terry Allman. I'll put these books and these names in the show notes. Now, these resources, they provide comprehensive information and support. So to recap, we've covered the phases of menopause. We've talked about common symptoms, treatments, and resources. Remember, menopause is a natural life stage, not a disease. It's a transition that can bring challenges, but also opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Every woman's journey is unique, so it's important to work with your healthcare provider to find the best approach for you. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of hormones and menopause. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding your body can help you navigate this transition with confidence. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep the conversation going. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to own your awesomeness. I love sharing this space with you. And if you loved today's episode, do me a favor. Share it with a friend who could use some extra inspiration. A quick rating and review really helps too. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's keep this conversation going. Head over to pod.agingwithgraceandstyle.com to sign up for my newsletter. Until next time, keep shining with grace, style, and a whole lot of sass.